Got my New York, Brooklyn hoodie on or whatever. Anyway, this is what we got for production values. But Alabama was all about slow pace, sedentary lifestyle. You don't have to exercise that much. If you want to walk places, you'll probably lose a lot of weight because most people don't. You get so used to barely walking, barely moving, and eating a lot that just changing your exercise a little bit will really help you. Changing your diet will really help you. Cutting back sweets will really help you. New York was different in that the food culture was different, the dating culture was different, everything was different. Your food culture shapes your regular culture. And when I got there, everybody wanted to drink. It was a big, alcohol was everything. In Alabama, people are either drunks, they get drunk all the time, or they're teetotalers. They never touch alcohol. I don't really like alcohol that much. I think it's partly because of that. But in New York, it was being heard of to eat a meal without like alcohol or whatever. I didn't really do it. But food got replaced with alcohol. You want to get a meal? Let's get a drink. You want to go on a date? Let's get a drink. You want to sit to an all-you-can-eat buffet and watch me eat 7 plates of shrimp? No, God no. Let's go to a bar and get drunk. So that kind of became different, and I became a little bit more isolated. The food culture was, of course, different. You move there and you'd be like, hey, you want to take a girl to a nice place? Let's go to Ruby Tuesdays. What the fuck are you talking about? Now, in Alabama, a girl would probably be pretty glad to go to Outback Steakhouse or Ruby Tuesdays or something like that. She'd probably be pretty thrilled. A New York date, they'd be like, I'm never going out with this guy again. This is the weirdest fucking thing in the world. Why did he take me here? So you avoid Times Square, you avoid chain restaurants. There's all these different rules. The more obscure a place you can get, the more exotic a place you can get, the more out in the middle of fucking nowhere you can get. Oh, I know this place that's so far out in Brooklyn, it's pretty much in the Atlantic Ocean. We should go there. So you start really changing the way you eat. But I didn't know that I really did change the way that I ate because I was still eating a lot of crap. So yeah, I replaced fast food with street vendors. I'd go out and get a gyro or a plate of beef, whatever. But I'm still shitting all the time. I'm still going to the bathroom all the time. I still feel like crap all the time. I'm not really losing any weight. And more than that, you're going on a lot of dates. In Alabama, you meet a girl and maybe she likes you enough that she goes on a date with you. So she likes you in the first place, or she wouldn't go on a date with you. Okay, so I think that the dating is different in that way, that it's more meaningful in that way. So you got to do something kind of dumb to not get a second date because she wouldn't have gone out with you if she didn't like you. In New York, totally different. It's easy to get a first date. Oh my God, I got a Nigerian supermodel who's going to go out with me. This is going to be the best date. We're going to get married. No, you'll never see that person again. You go on dates with people, awkward handshake, awkward hug. You never see them again. You just bought them a meal. And it's at a place you didn't really want to go. So in New York, I was eating twice. I was going and eating like the date that I fucking sucked, like the tapas. Nobody really likes tapas I didn't like tapas that much because I'm a food person. So I'd go on the date, we'd eat a lot of fucking alcohol, mostly her, like $100 worth of alcohol. I'd eat like, $20 for a plate of crumbs, which sucked. And then I'd go on my real meal, Boston Market or like Bear Burger. They have Five Guys, they have Johnny Rockets, they have all-you-can-eat sushi places, which you never take a date to because they'd be like, oh, I'll eat one scallop and no, I'm full. You can find the places that you'd like to eat and really stuff yourself. Pizza, of course, I'd go get a whole pizza and eat the whole thing by myself. But it was lonely and it was isolating and it was a lot easier to find people to party with, have drinks with, get drunk with, than it would be to watch you eat. So in that way, food addiction was kind of a lonely disorder where alcoholism would have been like, hey, everybody loves this guy. In Alabama was a little different because you could find people that wanted to go to a buffet with you. But eventually, I met somebody and we got, together, and then I started changing my diet a little bit. I started eating at home more. I started eating less, and I started walking a lot more. So probably the thinnest I ever was, beneath 220. I'm 6'4". I don't know if you're going to tell because I'm sitting down in all these videos, but when you're 6'4" and you're beneath 220, you start looking pretty good. The best I've ever looked anyway. At one point I got almost to 200 pounds, and it was just walking a lot in New York, exercising a lot. Not really even exercising, just walking. I mean, I never went to a gym. I never played basketball. I never ran. I just walked everywhere, and I quit eating like a, pig, I guess you could say, or whatever. So I stopped eating as much, I exercised more, and I got to the lowest food I ever did. But then we moved to Minnesota.